Hi and welcome to WarHQ. My name is Lucius. Today, I can barely contain my excitement. I've been collecting this army for a little while now. This is my epic Armageddon Eldar army. Well, it's it's 9,000 points of Eldar, so I could probably make 4 armies out of it. But at the moment, this is what I currently have. A couple of models missing from here are another couple of Revenant Titans, which are in a state of repair at the moment. I'm just sort of putting them back together. Now this has been scrounged from a lot of different places, a lot of different people. I've just been buying this for ages. A couple of problems that I've encountered is some of the collections that I purchased were on round bases and some were on rectangular bases. So that makes it quite difficult because the army is sort of set into 2 different styles of look, but that's okay. It's very hard to get them out of those particular bases. I probably have to cut them off at the feet, all of the models, if I wanted to rebase them. So I'm going to look at that at some stage. But ultimately, this could be a massive army that I could use, maybe 3 or 4 different craft worlds from. So what I was going to do today in this video is just go through what I've got. This is going to be part 1, just to look at the models and the concept of where I'm going with this particular force, and then we'll break down some divisions and how I've got this set up. And I'll probably have to transfer this to somewhere else because it's or break them down into smaller units just so you can actually see them, because there's just so many models here. But this is what 9,000 points of epic Eldar look like. Okay, before we start, if you'd like to consider becoming a subscriber, we'd really appreciate it. We're still working our way up there to our first 1,000. It's taken a little while, but these things happen. But it only takes you a second to do and means a hell of a lot to us, and we thank you for doing so. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things as well. But for now, let's have a look at the tanks in this particular Eldar force, or the tanks that I own. So looking down here, the first ones, these are the old plastic Falcons. So they look a little bit different in different iterations of this game, but this is a plastic Falcon, and I've got 12 of those, which are quite nice. We have the old school Night Spinners, and these are very tasty, very nice models. A lot of this is a lot of this force actually is all original metal models, which are cool. So you've got 3 of those Night Spinners. Now moving right along, I have a lot of these Firestorms, which is unusual. I thought they'd be a little bit harder to get, as they're not the most common model in the Eldar force, but I've got 6 of these little suckers. So that is a cool thing in itself. Over here, there's interesting. I've got 2 iterations of Wave Serpents, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I think this might be one of the original ones. It's a totally different style to the next one which comes along, which is this. So Wave Serpents, they're kind of unusual, but I've got 5 of them, which is a bit random, but I'll still be able to use them for certain things. And the cream of the crop over here, what we have is 2 Scorpion super heavy tanks. These are beautiful. These look really cool. Very happy when I could pick up a couple of these little puppies. So there we have the tanks of this Eldar force. Now, what epic force of Eldar would be complete without some super heavy stuff? And what we're looking at here is Titans and aircraft. So if you have a look, let's go straight to the big boy. We have a Warlock Titan here. Now, he has a Psychic Lance and some other pulse thing. This is a cool model. It's been, all the paint's been removed. I have to salvage this from a number of different parts and different Eldar Titans, but you can see here I finally have a completed one. I don't have any variant weapons or anything, otherwise I would have magnetized them, but this is all I've got for him. But I think this is probably his best setup and configuration anyway. His little brother there is the Phantom Titan. Now the Phantom Titan I still got to do a base for, again salvaged from multiple different models, paint stripped from these, as you can see, from the guy that I bought it from, which is appreciated. But yeah, I'll be doing the base for him soon. There's my Phantom with the Power Fist as well. He looks cool. I've got a couple of different variations of Revenant Titans. Here's one that I've got. He's by himself. He's missing the little gun that goes under his little head here. There's the first Revenant Titan, which is a Scout Titan. And then I have 2 which are in parts over here as well. And they're a different, I guess, pedigree of them, like a different era they came out in, these particular ones. And there's 2 there. but then both missing the body sections when I got them. So I will be either trying to get those somewhere, which I figure will be quite difficult, or I'll have to get a bit handy with sculpting and get those sorted as well. I have another Revenant Titan weld which goes with this guy, but I am he's in a bit of state of disrepair too at the moment. So my Titan section isn't as strong as it could be, but it is pretty cool. I've got a Warlock, a Phantom, and 3 Revenants there, which is pretty good. And then last but not least is this aircraft, which is the Vampire Raider. And it is real schmick. This is the one you see in all those pictures, and it's got that honeycombed effect all over it. Very nice model. All right, moving right along, we go to our lighter vehicles and walkers. So I've got a nice little selection here. I've got some scouts in these. These are the original Walker, Eldar Walker things. They're really cool, hey? Good models. I actually had to open the package, the original packages for these ones. So that was a bit sacrilegious in itself. I had to actually open something that was so old, but that's cool. I like to do that anyway. We've got 6 of these Viper jet bikes. So this is the double up heavy sort of versions of the Eldar jet bike. And then we've got 6 of the jet bikes themselves. They're there. And finally, well, not finally, this is pretty cool. We've got 11 units of Wraith Lords. And as we go along, you'll see with some of my army ideas, I am going to play Ironton primarily. So these will be part of my main war hosts for those units with the Wraith Guards as well. So yeah, there's my walkers and vehicles. Okay, now we're going to look into some of the war hosts and troop options. Now, these are anything that isn't an aspect warrior, and I'll go through that when you see my next slide of the aspect warriors. I have more aspect warriors than normal troops. So to start with, I've got 2 different divisions here of Eldar Guardians. So they're 2 different types too. You can see them here. Now these Eldar Guardians I have 6 support options with them. So these little guns, support options, and then I have 3 of the heavy guns as well, which they can all be upgraded to. So that gives me 2 full troop choices of Eldar Guardians, which is good. I've got this avatar. It's an original metal model one, which is quite nice. Now I have 6 units of Rangers, which I'm pretty stoked about. Some more scout options. I've got quite a few scouts in this force, which I really like. They're useful in the game. Now, also, as I was saying to you guys before, I am going to be going like an Ironton sort of focus. So you can see here I've got lots of Wraith Guard. You can see I've got some on round bases, some on squares, and on different numbers too, which makes it a bit confusing, but I will sort it out eventually. And just a couple of leader options as well. There's a couple of command stands there, and also a couple of Farseer stands as well. So just some leadership options there. But that is some of the troop options. Okay, that leads us to the last section of the army, which is the aspect warriors, and I have quite a lot. Now, I've gone AWOL on Swooping Hawks over here. Everyone seemed to have them in their collection. Now, most of these have the Exarch options and stuff as well. I've got plenty of those models to model as well. So I've got 10 units of Swooping Hawks, which is pretty impressive. Seems to be the one everyone has left out of their sprues when I collect them, which is pretty funny. I've got 6 units here of Fire Dragons. You can see them there. I have only 2 units of Striking Scorpions, which is a bit unusual, and only 2 units of the Dire Avengers as well. Not Dire Avengers, my mistake, Dark Reapers as well. So there's 2 units of Dark Reapers there as well, but I can combine them with things. Over here we have 6 units of Howling Banshees, which are really good. They've got the strike first option, really fun on the game. This is unusual. I didn't even know they made these, but I've got 4 units of Harlequins, so Eldar Harlequins. So I suppose I could use them as Striking Scorpions or Howling Banshees or whatever. And then finally down here we have 9 units of Dire Avengers. So that's them there. So as you can see, this is quite a substantial force of aspect warriors to make a really good Beal-Tan force as well, or something like that. This is an army in itself almost, if you go a certain way. So That's the last of those. So what I've done just down here in front of you is I've broken them into actual usable divisions and hosts, you know what I mean? So what you'd actually get in the game. And let's start with our individual units. So we've got our avatar over here. Our war hosts, what I have is I have a unit of ghost guards. So that's these guys. I've got 5 of them, plus 3 Wraith Lords, and they're transported by 5 Wave Serpents. So that's a massive unit, 725 points. Another unit of Ghost Warrior Guards. This time over here, you've got 5 of these guys, 2 Wraith Lords together, and then you've got the 3rd unit of Wraith Guards over here, which has 4 Wraith Guards. And then finally have the Wraith Lord unit, which has 6 Wraith Lords over here. And that is the war host. Remember, I'm going off the Iron list. You know, I mean, you could make this army into anything you wanted to, really. I don't think it's going to be limited to that. Now, the troops, this is pretty excessive. They're all over in this area. So the aspect warriors, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units of aspect warriors, and that pretty much covers all of them, you know, everything we went through before. And that's all of these guys here. So they're all aspect warriors. I won't go through them individually. We've got 2 units of guardians over here. So these are both the same. They've got 6 guardian squads. They've got 3 support weapon platforms, and they've got 1 heavy weapon platform. So that's those 2 units there. You have 3 units of night spinners, which are these tanks up the back here. You have 6 units of rangers, which are here. Now you've got 3 units of swords of Vol. So swords of Vol are quite interesting. You're able to take firestorms and replace the falcons with firestorms. So there's 3 units identical at the back there, and they've got 4 falcons and 2 firestorms. 4 falcons, 2 firestorms. They're very strong units. Pretty handy and versatile. You've got your 4 units of walkers over here, so they're on here. Now another interesting unit in this one is the jet bikes. So you're able to replace jet bikes with Vipers. So I've got 2 units. Both have 3 jet bikes and 3 Vipers. So that's them there. And finally, going on to the larger section, you've got obviously your Warlock Titan, your Phantom Titan, and I've got the Revenant Titan at the back there. Remember, I'll have 2 units of those, like 2 groups. I'll have 4 Revenant Titans eventually. And I also have my Vampire Raider right up the back as well. So that's what a force composition looks like. I mean, you obviously couldn't take this force because you can only have, with Iron, you can only have twice as many troops as there are war hosts, and there's a heap of troops. But this is just a speculative sort of list of things that you could achieve, I guess. In future videos, I'm going to paint some of these up into actual forces, and I'll be breaking down what what that force is and what it's good for and its uses on the board and stuff like that. For now, this is 9,000 points of Eldar. I'll post the list with this as well, and I'm using Brumbeer to create this list as well. So shout out to them, and I'll put the link to them below as well. So this is the epic Eldar army, 9,000 points. This is another big project I'm taking on. I've just finished my Emperor's Children army, as you guys saw. I've actually got some additionals to that as well, so I'll have to do another video on that one, plus some strategy and tactics. And this gives me another opponent to fight too. So there could be some Emperor's Children versus Eldar movies coming up, which would be quite cool. I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. But for now, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, please do. We really appreciate it. It only takes you a second to do. It means a lot to us. And for now, I'm Lucius, you're you. This is WarHQ, and we are signing out.